in regards to this same OSP issue, no, me no kase in sema ababe tuja patch say, the reason why a soldier for they actually arrested and actually took into custody Kisie Jabin was because of what he said. Now, Ocean reports here was screens no swa or say. This is coming from Samida, who actually works as a director of communications with the OSP. Or say, Martin Kpebu told the OSP bodyguards and the OSP guards that Kisie Jabin is a nobody who will be removed soon. Inti Kisie Jabin and one making allegations against him or so dear Brandebe Chemu. If you have evidence, I'll resign. And people who are Omushemuna Omuse Yampa, why not? There's an independent body. Omushemuna Yampa, ye be yimeno. Martin Kpebu call you saying OSP no work on Kisie Jabin or nobody. Very soon ye be yino. That is what a yes Samida Eka. So that is Samida on the screens. But then share a bit of details into what he said. Babaka and see we no Babaka ni share another angle. So if you all of these issues the emu the eba. Osha has say in regards with a year in Sema Odituja explaining what he did or say Director of Strategy, Research and Communication at the Office of the Special Prosecutor Samida as alleged private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu verbally abused security officers at the OSP. This was before his arrest on Wednesday, December 3rd. According to Mr. Dakun, the confrontation began when security personnel reminded Mr. Kpebu that filming and photography were not permitted around the OSP office. According to information at Airbano, OSP office no untimi nko video ni picture. It is not permitted. It is what? Not permitted. Far from that, so no, omo kache Martin Kpebu same way, and Martin Kpebu also said, he claims that the lawyer reacted angrily, insulted the officers, and made disparaging remarks about their superior special prosecutor Kisie Jabin. Mr. Kpebu told the guards that they were nobodies, and even their boss, the head of the agency, is a nobody who will be removed soon. Mr. Dakun alleged in a statement clarifying the events leading to the arrest. He said the OSP recorded the exchange due to what he described as a pattern of misrepresentation by the lawyer following previous encounters with security cameras. Into a party saying same way I call so no na Kisie Jabin I invite so sebra okoya who the media for alcohol and now granting interviews near the other. Meanwhile, when you go into close proximity and I said we don't shut them near to during interrogation, which evidence do you have? Or say I'm gathering it. Why are you saying this against the OSP? Or say it is what I've found. Meanwhile, you as a lawyer, you brought no empirical evidence to support your claim. No empirical evidence, and yes, still we ya now call ya no TV3 for any Joy News for no maka so munye me interview in a course so share I tell you omo meanwhile wait man tell you omo bibia and I say what Martin Kpebu is just doing is just for show or there to look good on the camera so no so the action. So that is what he said. But then far from that too, there are also questions in regards to why OSP actually sat down and made Ken Ofori-Atta left the country, because in some way in the cover by Ken Ofori-Atta yede ne bagana ultimately ono ankasa akoye no duama nko omba we are learning say sisi ano okwakoye German citizen okwako edane ne ho as a US citizen yenko tie san semu ya NDC coordinator Odituja. When we come back we will continue with this particular update.
Let me stay with you a bit longer because you mentioned the case involving Ken Ofori-Atta, for example. Realistically, and I'm choosing my words carefully, I don't want to end up in any legal tussle anywhere. In our part of the world, where the government in power and very influential people in the party are almost untouchable, we're told that Mr. Ofori-Atta left this country on the 2nd or the 3rd of January this year, 2nd or 3rd, one of them. Knowing who he was and how influential he was in the party, realistically, that's my first question. Were the authorities going to be in a position to prevent this very powerful and influential person from leaving? That's the first one. 2, again, if you can help me, Mr. Ofori-Atta can be tried in absentia, correct?
If he is charged, yes. If he were charged, arraigned, he could be tried. But here you have not charged the person. So that
What is the
raises
back and
different-
forth with the
that raises
AG all
different
about
issues.
concerning the same case?
But no, let me respond to the initial issue.
Sure,
before I
you
come
can
in.
take it one by one for me. Yeah.
If we are to accept your position,
No, I'm only asking.
yes,
Yeah.
I know, but if we are to accept your position that if a person's party is in government and the person conducts himself in the way and manner Ken Ofori-Atta conducted himself in the SML issue and all of that, then the person should remain untouchable, and we are to use that as an extenuating factor in the allegations against Special Prosecutor Ken Ofori, what do you call it, Kisia Jaben. I don't necessarily buy the argument that he deliberately allowed him. I have no evidence to that. But if we are to accept that that is enough justification, were it to be true that he knew that Ken Ofori-Atta was exiting and he knew he had found some things against him and allowed him to go, were we to accept that, then we are a banana republic. It means that anybody can just ensure that, well, he aligns with the governing party and do whatever the hell they want. It means that his office becomes irrelevant. That cannot be the case in this country. And so it is important that we look into these matters. At what point did the special prosecutor become seized with facts which would lead him to conclude that this person has cases to answer? What steps did he take to ensure that this person faces the law? Did he deliberately allow Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta to leave the country? We should look into those issues. As for the excuse that his government was in power, does that mean that today, if associates of the National Democratic Congress, break the law,
Very influential associates.
I mean, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who. Corruption, looting, and plundering the public purse, signing, contracts, knowing very well that they will cause financial loss to the state, should not be excused by reason only of the fact that someone is an associate of the governing party. I don't buy that. So that cannot be a basis for which we can say that there is any realistic view that he was unable to apprehend Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. No, that cannot be the case. In fact, he was he charged Charles Bisu. Around the same periods, the then governing New Patriotic Party was in power. Charles Bisu was in charge of the Galamsey task force, wasn't it? The special operative. Yes.
Maybe he was the lightweight.
I don't think so. I don't think that anybody, by reason of their association with the president or the governing party, is a heavyweight or anything when it comes to this. So after all, the essence of the OSP Act is to deal with these very people. And so if you turn around and tell us that, well, these people are too heavy, I don't buy that. Especially because when Mr. Kisia Jaben was being vetted for this position, it was at the backdrop of someone resigning. You recall Mr. Alamisi Amidu was the special prosecutor who chickened out and said that President Kufuor himself was the mother serpent of corruption and that he is unable to tame the serpent, and so he fled the office. At the backdrop of those facts, Mr. Kisia Jaben told us that he is able to tame the serpent, and he took the office. So he can't turn around and say that the serpents are now bigger than him, they are now too venomous for him to contend with. He can't say that.
That won't work.
He doesn't have that liberty.
Finally, help me with this. And I'm looking at the conditions for the removal of the OSP.
Yes.
I see one, misconduct.
Yes.
The SP can be removed for behaving improperly. Who determines how somebody behaves improperly?
Well, the
All right, so in sema abanono concerning a year a friend is saying Kisi Ejabin, Menoka saying people are saying, so why did he sat down and even allowed Ken Ofori-Atta to leave the country in the first place? At the end of the day, this is one of the major things or more agent so Eddie Allege say this particular man in question, I was see because Ken Ofori-Atta Ghana, he is not planning on coming back. We'll come back to that issue